Hi, my name is Christina, and I'm a director of photography, and this is my DOP package. I had a very windy road to become a cinematographer. It kind of all started with a Pentax ME Super that I found in my dad's closet. And I was always the type of kid that watched the behind the scenes of all the movies before the actual movies. Like, I was obsessed with the BTS. I've destroyed VHS tapes because of it. So I'd always be fascinated about like watching how they made the movie more than the movie a lot of the times. I just didn't know it was a possibility, especially for a kid in a very small town, southern rural Ontario, could ever become a cinematographer and shoot movies. So sometimes I look back and I'm like, holy crap. So I found my dad's camera and I just started taking photos because I was curious. I didn't know what I was doing. I just took pictures, and just the fact that I could basically do everything I loved about drawing and architecture and art, and just create it with basically exposing an image and composing an image. The instant gratification and the tangibility of that was just addictive. My dad had brought home a little Panasonic video camera to like capture the family memories, and I was always the one, half the time filming. We had a big field in the backyard, so we would just like go out there and just like I'd steal the camera and like just film, and none of it made sense. I was just excited. I had no idea how to like compose a scene, but I was just kind of filming, like filming things, just playing around. And we would always watch the movies after, and it was just kind of like a home screenings kind of thing. So that was really fun. So I applied to different film schools and I got into a few, but just financially it made sense to go to the University of Windsor because that's where I'm closest to. I grew up in Tecumseh. Just kind of used whatever I could in school to make stuff. Like, I spent more time outside of school creating things than in school. I was pulling cameras out of school. I was asking my internship for stuff, and I would create music videos. So my actual first music video was shot on an HVX 100, and it was a one-take music video, and ended up being a Much Music Top 10. And that was within the first year of starting school. So it was pretty fun, and I directed and shot that one. And that's kind of how I started. Like, that was like my real beginning. So that's why I always just tell people, like, you just have to do it. Like, you can talk about all you want, but until you start just making mistakes and fumbling through it and messing around, it's all trial and error doing cinematography, filmmaking at all. So if you're not going to put yourself out there and start doing it, then you're never going to get anywhere. I mean, I'm also Sicilian, so when someone says I can't do something, that just like makes me want to prove them wrong. I'm a very motivated cinematographer. Story first. I ask a lot of questions because I'm trying to understand what the motivation is behind everything. And then from there, I can kind of build creativity. It's a lot of prep, a lot of conversations before, so that when we get on set, we can adapt, and we can also just follow through with the plan and the overall visual. And that's kind of when you prepare for everything, it kind of opens up for happy accidents. Even if it's not like sticking to the script or sticking to the concept, like, you kind of find natural, beautiful little moments because you've built this beautiful environment for them to unravel in. I'm a Canva queen. I love Canva. I build worlds in Canva. Anything from like the prep, the treatments, the lookbooks, the things that I create with the director or myself when I'm also directing, to like the end of it when I'm posting about the project. Like, I use Canva heavily. Like, I love it. It's just a great communicative tool as a visual person. And I'm very much someone that wants all departments to have access to this document, because I feel like the more people understand what the vision is early on, the better we can prepare for it. Because a lot of times too, like, I'll build my own equipment list, and then I'll pass it off to my heads of departments for their own opinions, because I want them to also succeed and feel like they're prepared. And if they don't really know what what the intention is behind things, then they're not going to really know to think of like something that I might have missed that can make their lives a little easier. So I usually preface with like, everyone read the creative lookbook, everyone understand what we're trying to accomplish, and then we'll talk tech after that. Being a cinematographer is not easy. Like most departments, like, it's something that you have to like put a lot of effort and time into, build skills, build a body of work. I didn't grow up with the societies and the events that are happening all the time that are supporting a lot of people's careers. It was really hard to find access to these things to learn. So I very much just had to do it and figure it out. I want to be the person that I wish I had when I was starting out. So I like to do a lot of workshops. I'm on the board of the Canadian Society of Cinematographers, and I do a lot of programming through there as the education committee co-chair. And I also on the side outside of the CSC, I spent a lot of time mentoring, and it got to the point where I couldn't mentor everyone that asked me to go for coffee. So what I ended up doing was saying, hey, I'm going to hang out at a coffee house once a month. If you want to come meet me there, I can like group mentor because I want to still connect with people, but I can only do it so many times a month. And it just kind of naturally grew into this beautiful like thing when my peers started showing up. So like my sound friends and my other camera operator and DP friends would show up, and actors. And so then now these students would have access to like a multitude of departments, sharing their knowledge, sharing their experiences. And I started doing this for about 2 years now, and it's grown. And I just do it all throughout the city of Toronto mainly. And then whenever I travel, I try to do it in other cities too. That's one of the things I'm proud of that I've accidentally made happen. So yeah, that's very much like anything else, like community and film is generally what you put into it. So if you want to have, community, you have to put the work into building it. I'm a big Sony fan, so I shoot a lot of Sony cameras. So we're talking about the Venice today. And I love the Ultra Primes as a combo. They're really nice. Or I usually do like a Leica R as well as a backup because I like the vintage look. Sony's great. All their camera line has like really great dynamic range, internal ND. This one has the dual ISO, so it's really awesome when you're shooting, you need it and you're shooting low light. Ultra Primes, they're just a workhorse. Like they're clean, neutral looking, really fast, 1.9. So they're just a great lens to have, and I can always muck them up a bit with some filters if I feel like I need a little flavor. But they're just a good workhorse lens. A lot of people get really intimidated by the menu system of the Sony cameras because there's just so many functions, but it's nice to have all the control. So the other awesome thing is you have access to the menu interface on both the AC side and the operator side. So it makes it really easy for either one of us to change the settings when needed. This is not a camera piece, but it is a lighting piece of equipment. The dash, the DMG Lumiere dash, it's a great eye light, and it adds an extra little kick when I need to. And you can change the color, it's multicolor. And it comes with the dot, which is just a nice little diffuser that you can slap on there, and then it just kind of creates a nice soft little light, and it hides a nice little eye light. So I'll pop that either on the camera itself, or I'll pop it behind someone's head if I just need an extra little kicker. But it's a really great tool, and I can't live without it. I guess if I had to choose one focal length, it'd be like a 32-35 because it's really nice on the face, but you can still get wides. I love a good 40 mil too, but not all lens series carry 40 mil. But I've shot like entire projects on like a 35-32 millimeter, like documentaries. Like I just end up accidentally living on that lens the whole day because I do shoot a lot of primes on documentary. So it's just kind of funny because it is a very versatile type focal length. Extra cables, because you can never have enough cables because cables will always like bend, break, something will go out with the cable, and then you think you have a backup, but you should have a backup on top of your backup. And a good hair tie, because I gotta keep the hair out of my face or else I can't see what I'm doing. I don't know, this is just like a random crate of goodies. I don't have all my stuff with me today, but I have random light bulbs, like lots of different crystals that I might put in front of the camera. C47s, you need these all the time. Never enough of these. Twisters, pony clamps, I don't know, just like little tiny things that you would take advantage of and not think are so important. Even the egg crate itself, anything is a tool. So it's always good to start collecting because always feel like you're missing something, and it's always good to collect little things. My foam apple box. I love my foam apple box. It's just so comfy to sit on. I also, as I'm operating, I can easily pick it up because it's really light, and I can just put it where I need, place the camera on it. Love it. Highly recommend the foam apple box. It's literally called the foam apple box. Get one. I have two. They're my favorite thing in the whole world to have on set. Well, I also use a Cine Saddle often as well. Cine Saddle is a great tool. If I don't have the Cine Saddle, then I use my foam box, but this is fantastic for, shooting in a car, resting the camera, just putting it on your lap, like when you're operating. Can't go wrong with the Cine Saddle. I always throw in a 1/8 black pro mist that's just automatic in everything I do. It takes a little edge off, adds a little something very subtly. And then from there, I'll just build filters, whether I add satin or other things. Just depends on the look. but this is always like automatically in every pretty much thing I shoot now. Having access to cinema quality equipment is so vital when you're trying to become a cinematographer, working cinematographer. So building relationships is really important, and I always tell everybody that asks me for advice is like, you can't just work solo as a cinematographer. Your relationships are gonna be what pushes you forward in your career. So to build, cherish, and also give back to those relationships. So that's why anytime OC asks me to do anything, I'm happy to do it too, because they've supported me and I'm happy to support them back. So it's just like that mutual beneficial relationship is always going to be a stronger one going forward than just if you're always taking. My best advice is build the camera that suits the story, and focus on your craft, because at the end of the day, you'll get so good that people can't ignore you.